If you have a thought recurring more than 3 times, an idea worth saving, or tormented by negative self-talk, you have to write it down on your note-taking app, task manager if it's something you might want to do, or calendar if it's something you have to do. And there are 3 main reasons for that. The first one is that this practice gets rid of anxiety, stress, frustration, and hopelessness. Because journaling, brain dumping, brainstorming, cleaning, writing, or simply talking to someone actively listening have all one thing in common. You externalize your thoughts. The getting things done methodology, modern research, and the productivity literature are clear about the importance of externalizing your thoughts. Commitments only in your head cause unnecessary stress and anxiety since you're constantly beating up by these thoughts from when you work to 3 a.m. when you wake up randomly. And if you're like most people, you're not even aware of this dampening cloud of mind clutter. The last thing a fish notices is water, after all. Conversely, when you finally start to relieve the cloud, you immediately gain a sense of relief that you never thought you could have before. And also, a central theme in cognitive behavior therapy is to write down your automatic thoughts and respond to them logically. In other words, the more you write down them, the more you get rid of anxiety, stress, frustration, and hopelessness. So that is something you should have in mind every time you get into this vicious loop, and might be either justified or not justified, but you can still get a grip on the situation by just typing in what you feel. The second reason is that it's very easy to slide into flow effortlessly. And I previously made a step-by-step guide on effortlessly entering hyperfocus, which I'll link in the show notes. And the central theme is that you write down your thoughts. Because to experience flow, you have to be in the present moment, free from cognitive load and everything else. And it's much harder when all these open loops, mismatched commitments, and guilt constantly fly around in your mind. But if you write down them all the time, nothing is lingering in your psyche. Thus, you can dedicate your full attention to the task at hand. In addition, if you have a reflex of capture, you are interruption proof. Therefore, you can freeze and place hold your work at any moment's notice. And the brain researcher and Professor Theo Compronoli attributes the ability to place hold rapidly as the ultimate way to surf on top of the waves, so notifications, pings, and emails. The third main reason why I want to capture your thoughts all the time is to generate insights to enhance your creative work. Because if you're a writer or other professional, the worst nightmare is staring at the blank page and not knowing what to do. But you don't have to start from scratch, because you save all your ideas and insights. You've already made the groundwork during the hours leading up to the session. So you can focus instead of connecting your ideas and main points instead. And this is how I create new blog posts every day. Because I make roughly 10 to 20 notes a day with spontaneous observations and insights based on what I'm seeing and hearing and all things consumption, I already know what to write about. I can then focus on expressing myself, which is much easier. So then the natural question is, how do you actually non-stop capture? And it's pretty simple. Whenever you involuntarily experience thought more than once, which will happen very often, by the way, do one of the following. If it's an idea or negative self-talk, write it down in your note-taking app. Record your inner monologue as you think it. If it's something you might want to do now or in the future, add the task to your options list. And if it's something you must do, input the activity in your calendar, and if there are many obligations during that day, then you put it in your obligations list. You do not need to do extra reviews since you update the system in real time. Moreover, you do not need to set extra time for journaling, since you, practically speaking, journal all the time. I recommend writing your thoughts down on your phone and computer if you're beside it. If you need to use a physical notebook, be sure to input the tasks when you come back to your phone. Lastly, there are situations, for instance, driving, swimming, talking to people, where you should not stop capture. And in this case, forget these thoughts and trust that they will come back where you can save them.